Your latest news update from Western Mass News.
I'm Chris Pisano with a look at your headlines. Wednesday, officials at MGM Springfield met with the Mass Gaming Commission for an application review of its Category 1 sports wagering license for an in-person retail sports book. A formal vote was originally on the agenda. However, as a potential Category 1 operator, MGM Springfield would have the ability to partner with up to 2 digital partners. MGM has already indicated that they intend to use one online platform, BetMGM, which was established in July of 2018. Gaming commissioners say it's not possible to conduct a complete review of the application without examining the online platform first. A date hasn't been set for that review. The Basketball Hall of Fame has announced the class of 2023's enshrinement ceremony will take place in Springfield on August 12th. Recent celebrations were held the week after Labor Day, and officials say this new date will make enshrinement weekend more accessible for fans and guests. The nominees for the upcoming class will be revealed on December 21st. Enshrinement weekend is scheduled to begin on August 11th with the tip-off celebration and awards ceremony at Mohegan Sun. The Springfield Police Department took part in the annual Christmas event Shop with a Cop at Walmart on Boston Road Wednesday night. Members of Department C3 units, along with the Hampden County Sheriff's Department, went Christmas shopping with roughly 40 Springfield elementary school students.
I'm meteorologist Jana Brown with a check of your forecast. Sunshine and dry weather are back for Thursday. We'll still have some scattered and patchy clouds around throughout the day. It'll be breezy with wind coming in out of the north-northwest, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. But temperatures still manage to get back into the upper 40s and low 50s for the Pioneer Valley. Once you start going up into elevation, those temperatures will get a bit cooler, especially northern Berkshire County, where highs are only near 40. Now Friday, lighter wind, but a colder morning. Temps start off around 20. We end up in the mid-40s in the afternoon. Cloud cover builds back in for the weekend. Saturday due to a coastal storm, but no wet weather coming with it. And then Sunday, we're keeping an eye on a clipper that could bring a period of light snow Sunday evening and night. We'll dry out quickly on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday both trending dry and seasonable. That'll be followed by our next round of wet weather, and it looks rainy and windy for the end of the week.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.